Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, I highly advise everyone to stick around until the end of this video. I know that I've been saying that in a few of my videos now, just because we have a ton of content to go over. I know that a lot of you probably do stick around until the end, but I just think that it would be in the best interest of everyone else to really kind of watch all of the connections and the information being relayed out in front of you, specifically around this market and even this market's participants as well. So, with that in mind, we did see an official announcement from Swift, including the CBOS premier event, which is centered around the financial services market. Mostly, we are focused on cross-border payments here because cross-border payments is always going to be the focus around Swift, for an example, which does $5 trillion per day in transactional volume. They are the global leader around this space. We watch them closely because they are like the biggest competitor from this market. Now, I always say Ripple has always made it known that they are not trying to compete with Swift. They are not trying to replace Swift, and they don't need to do that. Remember, when we really kind of look at the overall crypto market, it's not about is crypto going to replace Swift. No, it's never going to be that. What it's going to be is how will Swift innovate further to compete with the growing DeFi space? That's the biggest key here. It's not about, is crypto going to compete, for Swift or whatever the case may be. It's more so how is Swift going to accelerate their innovations around their technological advancements to not only, be bigger than crypto, but how could they innovate and incorporate crypto into their payment flows to, make their payment flows efficient. And I think that that's the focus right now. And when we really kind of look at this event itself, it is centered around, bringing fast, transparent, predictable cross-border payments to your SME and retail customers with Swift Go. Is XRP or Ripple mentioned at all in this event? No, not at all. This is going to take place on the 10th to the 13th of October this year, so almost a month away now. These events are important to be a part of, especially if you are invested into crypto, because a lot of them do incorporate digital assets, or at some point in time they do talk about crypto itself. If we actually scroll down here and look at things that they are mentioning here, join us, at Amsterdam, why attend, experience the first in-person CBOS in 3 years, network with industry peers face-to-face, hear from top-notch speakers, and feel the one-of-a-kind buzz of the world's premier financial services event, learn how institutions must adapt to today's EMS and flows to drive financial forward, even in times of unprecedented uncertainty. And then they are also talking about working with AI, CBDCs, and tokenization, and how we're imagining a future in which digital and traditional systems seamlessly coexist. This is the biggest focus right here. Honestly, everything else does not matter at all. I do love to see the fact that they are mentioning, sustainability and ethics up here, which kind of does relate to, the XRP ledger with it being extremely sustainable. But for the most part, we are focused on this area here because tokenization is the biggest aspect to really kind of focus on within crypto. But they're also talking about how we could see the digital and traditional systems coexist, which tells me at some point in time, listen, at the end of the day, Swift will need to innovate further and they will need to adopt in crypto. If they don't, they will seamlessly fall behind. Same goes for anything else as well. They were basically, I always say it like this. These banks, these financial institutions, and these major giants around the financial sector need to adopt in crypto because if they don't, they will be left behind. We don't know exactly what will happen, but, we did hear MasterCard say, Swift will cease to exist in 5 years if they don't innovate and adopt in crypto. And I think that that is what we will see at some point in time. They also do mention ISO 20002 or 022, sorry. And yeah, we're very excited for the next few months in this year. I think that this year is going to be extremely huge for crypto, specifically these last remaining ones. I think that these events are ones to definitely pay attention to because, like I said, Swift is a global leader. In order for them to remain a global leader, they will need to, at some point in time, adopt crypto. It's very well known at this point in time that these major players need to. And talking about cross-border payments, going back to August 31st, we did see this. Predictive data intelligence removes hurdles to instant cross-border transactions over Swift. We do see down here, new capability leverages Swift's insight on millions of daily transactions to flag upfront when a payment may stall because of incorrect payee details. Innovation is latest in Swift's strategy to eliminate friction and drive instant international payments around the world. Now, when we really kind of look at this, Swift is the big paycheck around crypto. They are the $5 trillion a day payment flow. When we really kind of look at them, they're huge. We've been in discussions with many individuals in the space that have been talking about Swift and Swift Go and even Swift GPI, and really kind of how it kind of, I would say, competes with these payment flows within this market, more so kind of centering around like RippleNet with XRP. To me, I don't believe that is the case. Remember, the main focus here is instant settlement. You can make these payments, extremely fast. You can make them, whatever the case may be. But that settlement is the focus point. And by the way, they do mention up here, like, it marks another bold step forward as Swift evolves its platform to enable banks to drive a new era of instant, frictionless, and interoperable cross-border transactions to create, new value for their customers. Now, again, no mention of Ripple or XRP here at all. But what we do see is a few names that they are mentioning around cross-border payments, and we even do see like Standard Chartered. For example, we aim to eliminate payment friction with upfront account verification as well as continuously increasing end-to-end efficiencies while minimizing fraud risk. Swift's new system will play a vital role in enhancing transactional data quality across the payments ecosystem, allowing our customers or clients to experience real benefits with a more seamless payment experience overall. Again, no discussion of crypto at all inside of this entire document, besides, of course, like tokenization, which you could argue could be, very well done on a private DLT. And we also do see even CBDCs, which again is kind of playing exactly into the private DLT space as well. But what I'm talking about here and what we really kind of want to focus on is just cross-border payments itself. Recently, we did talk about this tweet from Wrath of Kahneman where he said, interesting how Swift PR messaging seems to converge with Ripple's. Here's how, they introduce, new machine learning that predicts payment flows and, throw in tokenization, CBDC, low-value payments, and even interoperability to boot. Suppose it's to be expected. And then we do see down here, like this is from Ripple, what's next for the future of payments. I would assume their machine learning for payment flows is implemented by now. Also, the Swift option does read a little like a credit check. One last observation, kind of funny that in the last year, Ripple has said they are moving back into corporate treasury movements, and Swift has said they are moving into low-value payments. Again, not a clear insight that Swift will utilize XRP or Ripple at all. I'm not trying to make that argument here, but Ripple has focused on the same exact buzzwords. They have been catering to this market for a very long time. It wouldn't really make sense for Ripple not to be a part of this unless they were trying to replace it, which again a lot of people have kind of speculated with the SEC lawsuit. That is not my main focus point, and that's not what I'm trying to cover in today's video. Do I think that XRP is being stalled? It's very well possible. But we want to go back in time a little bit to this deal with Accenture. Why are we talking about Accenture? Well, Accenture is the biggest giant as well next to Swift that Ripple has struck a deal with, and this goes all the way back to 2015 of October. So a pretty substantial time, back in time, which is like 7 years now. Accenture is a giant. We've talked about them on this channel before. If you actually go over to their About page on their website, you could see that they have over 7,000 clients served throughout more than 120 countries, 8,200 patents and patents pending worldwide, 185 partners in their ecosystem, which does include Ripple with Swift, by the way. They are a very large, name in the game. And like I said, yes, Swift has partnered with them in the past, and they are still a partner. And we do see here that they both published a joint paper on central bank digital currencies in cross-border payments. They are working in this area. A lot of the partnerships of Ripple are actually moving in on cross-border payments. And do you honestly think that they do not understand that Ripple has the best, and yes, this is a broad statement, but the best cross-border payment mechanism out there? It is kind of idiotic to not say the fact that One, utilizing RippleNet with XRP does save over 60+% on every single transaction. It allows for instant settlement. It allows for scalability. It allows for the low cost. I mean, like everything that you could look at in regards to efficiencies, transparency, security, everything is key for the future innovation around not central bank digital currencies, but cross-border payments. And yes, you could utilize CBDCs for that, and I think that that is actually a great way to really kind of look at it, because again, CBDCs could be issued out on private and public ledgers, aka DLTs, like the XRP ledger. And we've actually discussed this quite a bit, with XRP being the bridge currency for a lot of those CBDCs that would be essentially issued out on the XRP ledger. I think that that is, I think that that is a practical possibility. But also, when we look at this, going back to 2021 of May, this is a full-on white paper, but we do see more than half of the world's central banks are actively exploring the use of CBDCs, and we have seen this not slow down. In fact, it has, really kind of been streamlined. And we do see this paper explores the I can't even talk right now. Practicalities of such a shift, from the ways in which CBDCs would move across jurisdictions to the integration of CBDCs into the mix of currencies that already exist. Again, really kind of trying to tie these two worlds together. Now, they do mention interoperability. It will be the key to success, which we've always kind of discussed with even Quant. I think that Quant is a big player here. But there's also a lot of other solutions in this, which do include CBDCs at the end of the day. The first ones, down here to end, Swift is undertaking a deeper dive into CBDCs through thought leadership and experimentation over the coming months. This includes trials to see how Swift's evolving platform and renewed focus on transaction management services under its new strategy to enable instant frictionless payments across 4 billion accounts globally, agnostic of standards, technologies, and currencies, could interact with the cross-border use of CBDCs. This is the big focus here. I do believe that this is probably one of the biggest areas of focus right now currently. I don't really care about the metaverse, NFTs, etc. like that. I'm really kind of centered on this because I am a large holder of XRP, and I think that cross-border payments is probably one of the most solidified markets for Ripple with XRP. I think that for the longest time, that has been the market. That has been the thing that XRP is, pretty much solidified in. I don't really care about XRP going after all of the money or being utilized for derivatives or anything like that. I care about cross-border payments because that is a proven market that they are targeting. And yes, cross-border payments is not the only thing that makes or breaks XRP at all. I just think that it is a very substantial market that's well worth over $100+ trillion, and I think that is the perfect market for Ripple to focus on with XRP's power and potential. Now, let's go back a little bit to just 2 days ago, where we did see Swift Strategic Program Director Cross-Border Payments explores the challenges of cross-border payments and ways in which the domestic and even international payments space can help make the experience frictionless. Remember, it's all focused on instant and frictionless. They are not achieving this. Unless they have, for the longest time been working on something that is similar to the on-demand liquidity, mechanism with RippleNet. I think that that is substantial. I think that that is the biggest selling point for Ripple. Again, remember, even in this article alone, where they are talking about cross-border payments, we do see crypto being mentioned. With the emergence of new forms of digital payments, including cryptocurrencies, stablecoins, and central bank digital currencies, it is also critical that all types of assets and digital currencies are integrated into the global financial system in a way that is seamless and secure. No nation or currency block should become a digital island. Now, they are talking about this. They're talking about CBDCs mainly. Like, CBDCs have been the focus point from a lot of these players like Swift because it is a very large innovation. They also even do mention ISO 20022, and they are talking about November. I think that November is going to be a very pivotal moment in time for this space. Not because I think that ISO 200 or ISO 200 or 022. I always kind of mess that up. Sorry, I do apologize. I don't think that that is a huge thing for crypto at all. I just think that is a huge thing for some of these major companies that are a part of this market that are utilizing tokens like XRP for liquidity, for example. Because ISO 20022 allows for things to be a lot more interoperable, it allows for a lot more data to be derived, and it allows for these, payment mechanisms to actually communicate and send messages in a very easy way, which kind of alleviates the friction standard around cross-border payments. I think that this is going to open the doors for a lot of these, tokens, specifically crypto, to be adopted in. And we do see down here, like they even mentioned again, interoperability will be key. I do believe that it will be. I think that that is the biggest thing. And we do see down here, like, to achieve this, the international and domestic space need to be integrated so that value in all its forms can be moved around the world quickly, seamlessly, and securely for as many people as possible. And like I said, this is going to be centered across or centered on cross borders as well as like CBDCs. And I think that this is something very special. We do see down here a global transformation of payments is underway. It is happening. We all know that this is happening. We've been, talking about this for a very long time. And the need has never been greater for all actors in the payment space to work together to deliver a simple, secure, compliant, and cost-effective payment experience for users around the world. And this is from Swift themselves. I think that this is substantial. Listen, I do think that it's going to be centered on the digital aspect of things. More so, though, we focus on high-value cross-border payments and how we can make them instant with instant settlement. Instant settlement is the big thing. When you look at instant payments, it's not, how should I put it? Instant payments and instant settlement are kind of two different things. I know it doesn't sound like it's two different things, but it's more so them centering it on rapid transactions. Rapid transactions can happen, but rapid settlement cannot happen without the proper liquidity there. That's why I actually think that when we go over to this tweet from XRP Owl on Twitter, it's something special. So we do see, this is from August 29th, by the way. Definitely shout out to XRP Owl. If you guys don't, know about him, definitely go check him out on Twitter. He also does have a YouTube channel. I think that they are very, two substantial areas that you need to follow him on, as there is a ton of information that gets, shared for free. We do see identity, receives key Singapore patent approval. The token may be conveyed between bank and bank by way of medium utilizing the SWIFT protocol. XRP on Swift rails, assuming it's the same patent, probably nothing. And we do see down here, identity receives Singapore patent approval. This goes back to August 29th. And then over here on the second slide, we do see settlement gateway of payers. Bank sends by way of non-limiting example XRP, the native currency of Ripple protocol. We do see down here, and by the way, this is a gateway. We do see Ripple framework, protocol, and gateway, or more generally, any blockchain-based framework in a particular form. The final settlement process can be enabled through a Ripple framework, thereby to facilitate substantially real-time settlement across multiple institutions and multiple banks. With further reference to figure number 17, it will be observed that the token 1021 in this instance may be conveyed between bank 1013 and bank 1014 by the way of a medium 1060 utilizing the SWIFT protocol or other compatible protocols. Remember what Ripple's end goal has always been. It's Swift adopting and utilizing XRP as a payment bridge means. That is huge. And we do see over here, this is from inventor Nick Armstrong, computer, implemented method for processing a financial transaction and system therefore. And we actually do see them talking about, the token and the overall financial transaction, kind of going in depth on this. And then on the last slide, we do see settlement gateway of payers bank sends by way of non-limiting example, XRP. Now I share with you guys one last tweet, and that is this: Swift talking about we're working closely with our community on achieving instant and frictionless cross-border payments. And as a part of our innovation agenda, we're exploring the roles that Swift could play in a world with CBDCs. Listen, they understand where they're positioned. They are a global leader. They are the one behind the financial institutional area around the $5 trillion a day payment rails. Injecting XRP into the rails of Swift would not only streamline that amount on a daily basis. Think about it, right? We're doing $5 trillion a day in payment flows on Swift, utilizing inefficient payment mechanisms. Now imagine you have instant settlement and you're streamlining it through a scalable ledger, aka DLT, like the XRP ledger, or even just utilizing, RippleNet with on-demand liquidity. Like, that's huge. which by the way, they do mention that, like the Ripple framework here. Um, Real-time settlement is a huge area because we don't know the multiplier effects that it could have on the substantial payment mechanisms and these payment volumes. I mean, $5 trillion a day could ultimately turn into $10 trillion a day, or maybe even we don't know. We don't know at all. All we know is that the effects of this would be substantial. Having something like XRP on Swift rails would not only be the biggest announcement in the history of this market, and I'm saying it will shadow the BlackRock innovation that we just recently seen. It would be the biggest thing ever. Because remember, Swift is tied to 11,000 financial institutions. They are the giant. They are the name behind banks. This would be absolutely insane. And remember, Swift has already announced that they are ready to adopt in crypto technology and cryptocurrencies. They are going to be at the forefront of the digital revolution and transformation around the financial institutional area and the financial sector itself. I think that this is a breadcrumb to continue to watch for. Would I argue that, Swift will utilize XRP at some point in time? I would argue that, listen, it's not even just about XRP. I think that XRP is one of the biggest clear choices. There's already a patent here. I think that the patent is, proof enough, but hey, it probably is nothing. Who knows? I will say this. I think that there's a very large percent chance that Swift will be utilizing crypto within the next, give or take, 3 to 5 years. I think if they cease to not do that, I think that we will see Swift ultimately being replaced. I think that Swift will be a dying breed. I think that the legacy system right now is being revolutionized. I think that we are seeing the global transformational push. And it all starts with crypto and digital assets. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.